some stats were just handed to us from that first game, and there's a couple of features that just stand out right away.
Well, one of the first ones that really stands out is in terms of the Dakota Lancers. They win the game shooting 4 of 19 from the free-throw line for a whopping 21%. The other thing, of course, for those of us who got to the screen perhaps here at Video and Special Programming a little bit late and saw the score at 36-33, that is a final score. It's not a halftime score. And some of the reasons for that, of course, is because both of the teams just shot over 30% from the floor. As far as Dakota's concerned, I'm sure that Coach Falk, when he looks at his stats, going to wonder how you could win the 1991 provincial title, shooting 31% from the floor and 21% from the foul line, Blair.
Of course, the other key there is the turnovers, but we're going to go right back down again to Sean Kurtz. Coach, please, pardon me.
Thanks, Blair. Once again at courtside, here I am with all-star from the tournament, the top-rated player in the province for the girls' basketball this season, Sherry Telke from Lord Selkirk Royals. Sherry, congratulations on a good season.
Thank you.
Okay, now tell me about your season with Selkirk. Some high expectations early in the season. Tell me about some of the things you did during the year.
We were GPAC champions, KCAC champions this year, and we played very well as a team. And we completed some of our goals, but it would have been nice to win provincials, but can't have everything.
Yeah. Now, I understand that the KCAC probably honestly wasn't as tough as some of the other conferences in the city. Did that affect you guys coming into the tournament?
It did, because we played weaker competition, so it hurt us in the end, actually. It did, yeah.
Okay. Now, what about next year? You're number one, touted by all the coaches in the province and some other observers. Any ideas yet what you want to do with basketball?
Well, I'd like to continue it for sure next year. I'm not sure where I'm going to go or what I'm going to do, but hopefully everything will go well.
Okay, some provincial team action maybe during the summer?
Yeah, for sure, juniors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that, and good luck in university next year.
Thank you very much.
Sherry Telke, an all-star here at the Provincial AAA Girls Basketball Championships. And now with me, a man who's been here a couple times and won some championships himself with Tec Voc, Mr. Joe DiCurzio, now assistant coach at the University of Winnipeg Westman men's team. Joe, let's talk about the game coming up here tonight. Your old school Tec Voc against Vincent Massey Trojans from Winnipeg. Tell me about the styles of both of these teams and what you might expect in the game here tonight.
I think we're going to expect a very well-executed game. Both teams play superb defense, and that's why they're both here. They both play excellent defense. Tec Voc plays straight-up man-to-man. Meanwhile, Vincent Massey will play a matchup zone, but they both play their defense extremely well, and they're both disciplined on offense, so it should be a really tight defensive battle.
Okay, now the Tec Voc team in particular, very scrappy team, always hustling, always diving for the ball, which is something you stressed when you were coaching there. What's that going to mean for the game here tonight? Do you think that they're going to be quite excited and ready to do that, or do you think they might be a bit nervous in going for balls and being assertive?
I think we're actually very lucky because both these teams have come here by upsets. They don't really have any pressure on them. They're both out here. They're going to come out. They're going to play. They're going to work hard, and I think it's going to be a super exciting game.
Okay, now with Massey, they've got some big players inside like Peter Young. Do you think if they establish an inside game, then that might help them win tonight?
Well, I think that's the key. Vincent Massey's got the inside game with the big kids, and Tec Voc's got the outside shooting of their two guards who are just unbelievable, Lawrence and Kevin Chief.
Yes. Okay, thank you for those wise comments, Joe.
Thank you very much.
We'll now go back to Blair.
Well, there's Terry Lee Johannesson, last year's tournament MVP, and this year Andrea Pales from the Dakota Lancers is the tournament MVP. Dakota wins it. We are live from the University of Winnipeg Athletic Center, and Lori, we are going to have an entertaining boys game because these teams can run and gun.
Well, it's definitely going to be an entertaining boys game. One of the things that we have to really listen to in terms of Coach DiCurzio, both of these teams are here via upsets. One of the things that Joe said that's so important, there's no pressure on them. They're here to play. So in terms of that, I don't think they're going to be tight at all. And as a result, I think the folks here and the folks at home are going to be really entertained to an excellent ball game.
Well, let's talk about some of the players in this team. We know Fruity Chrysostomo, Lawrence Mandaron, they get up in the air. Kevin Chief last night came to play and to shoot.
Well, Kevin Chief, as far as I'm concerned, is at this particular time the key to the Tec Voc Hornets basketball team. He's been forced into a role that asks him not only to play the defense that he's capable of, but also to score a lot more. As we mentioned before, one of the major three-point threats from the Tec Voc Hornets, Joe Vieira, is no longer with the team, and what that has done is made the team a much more cohesive unit. They're executing a lot better, and Kevin Chief has stepped into that role that's been vacated by Joe. The rest of the team is extremely athletic. They're extremely quick. We saw that last night when they defeated the Kildonan East Reavers. As far as the Vincent Massey Trojans are concerned, Nyan Gadsby, Mike Ha, Kerry Robinson, they're all extremely quick, so there's going to be a great matchup there. Stomo, Alec Alexander, and Clint Lake, they're going to have to play against guys like Nemeth and Unran Young. So as far as the teams are concerned, there's no major mismatches on the floor. We're going to have tough man-to-man defense going against a well-schooled, well-coached, well-drilled 2-3 matchup zone. So I think we're in for an excellent ball game, Blair.
Well, it should be a great ball game, and once again, we have to send out congratulations to the Dakota Lancers as they win the 1991 Girls Provincial Championship, and we are just moments away from the start of the Boys Championship, and in just a few seconds, we'll head down to our announcer, Bill Anthony, and he will have the introduction of both teams.
Well, as you mentioned, in terms of the Dakota Lancers, you got to put great job by coaches Falk and Lowen. Peter Falk has done an excellent job over there at Dakota. Great talent. One of the hardest things to do is what he alluded to, is the fact that so many great individual players there. It's really hard to get them to play team basketball. Through the second half of the year, Coach Lowen and Falk, that's what they were able to do. And as far as Dakota Lancers are concerned, the school, the administration, the program, it's just excellent for Dakota to come back and repeat as champions. Once again, as you mentioned, Carrie Lee Johannessen's last year MVP, this year Andrea Pales. Excellent game. At the same time, a real hard loss for Jaime Fox and the rest of the Kelvin Clippers. He and Coach Nemeth did an excellent job. They had that #1 ranking for the entire year, and they just did a super job as well.
Well, we're going down to the head coach of the Dakota Lancers, Bill Anthony, as he is working as our public address announcer. Take it away, Bill.
As we will witness a battle between the two underdogs, 5th ranked Vincent Massey Trojans and the 10th ranked Tec Voc Hornets. First, visitors on the score sheet, the Tec Voc Hornets, with a record of 24 wins and 12 losses, lost their bid for the City North Championship and entered this year's provincial tournament ranked 10th. They met Fort Richmond in the wild card game, and in the quarterfinals defeated Mennonite Brethren. Then they pulled the upset of the year as they knocked off #2 ranked Oak Park Raiders in the quarterfinal in double overtime. Last night they continued their Cinderella story by defeating the #3 ranked and defending provincial champions, the Kildonan East Reavers, 69-44. Let's meet the Tec Voc Hornets. #5, Vincana Sundera. #21, Rob Gosselin. #31, Ulrich Alexander. And #15, Derwin Ramirez. The Vincent Massey Trojans are Cloverleaf champions and entered this year's provincial ranked 5th. They were 4th in the WIT, 3rd in the Oak Park tournament, 2nd in the Cloverleaf preseason, and champions of the River East Invitational tournament. The quarterfinals, they defeated #4th ranked Daniel McIntyre Maroons, and last night squeezed by a #1 ranked Crocus Plains Plainsmen in the most exciting basketball game of the year as they scored on the buzzer. And they advanced to their first provincial since 1965. Let's now meet the Vincent Massey Trojans. #42, Alan Horn. #24, Jeremy Braun. #32, Ricky Burt. #33, Bobby Singh. #14, Keith McCulley. #21, Todd Sawatsky. #22, Cam Wilson. And the buzzer beater himself, #5, Michael Ha. And now introducing the starting lineups for this evening's provincial final. From Tec Voc, guard 5'8", a junior, number 10, Lawrence Mandaron. From Vincent Massey, guard 5'7", senior, number 4, Nyan Gadsby. From Tec Voc, wing guard 5'8", freshman, number 25, Kevin Chief. For Vincent Massey, wing 5'10", senior, number 10, Kerry Robinson. Starting for Tec Voc, forward 5'10", senior, number 55, Owen Price. For Vincent Massey, in the forwards position, 6'4", junior, number 44, Sheldon Nemeth. Starting at post for Tec Voc, 6'1", senior, number 40, Clint Lake. For Vincent Massey, playing in the trail position, 6'4", junior, Paul Unruh. Also at post for Tec Voc, 6-foot-tall senior, number 53, Freddie Cristostomo. And for Vincent Massey, playing post, 6'4", junior, number 45, Peter Young. Tec Voc coached by Greg Bouchard, Scott Martin. Vincent Massey Trojans are coached by Jerry Hildebrand, Chris Hildebrand, and Kenton Frick. Managers for Tec Voc are Annie Van Santen and Jeanette Carrier. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to start the 1991 Provincial AAA Final.
Oh, we've got two veteran referees, Lloyd, for tonight's game.
Well, on your screen we have with the basketball Mr. Dave Morphy, and of course now at the top of your screen Mr. Greg Shapansky.
Both referees well experienced at the high school level, and we're going to have a great entertaining game coming up for you. Coming out on the floor in the white uniforms will be the Vincent Massey Trojans out of Winnipeg. Vincent Massey will go from left to right on your screen, and there's Coach Jerry Hildebrand in the background, and the Trojans, and coming out in their yellow uniforms with green trim, going from right to left, will be the Tec Voc Hornets.
Well, we're getting ready to start this game here, Blair. As we've mentioned so far in the pre-game, we should be in for a very exciting and entertaining basketball game.
A tip goes to the Vincent Massey Trojans. They set up an offense. Neon Gadsby and Robinson. There's Sheldon Nemeth, big gunner last night. Nemeth off the front iron. They're getting the rebound. Back to Robinson now, and he hits for 2 points.
Tec Voc comes out straight man-to-man. Good job, first of all, by Sheldon Nemeth, but we've got the ball being kept alive by Paul Unruh, and then Kerry Robinson drains the easy 12-footer.
Tec Voc now setting up an offense. Number 25, grade 10 student Kevin Chief fired 3 3-pointers last night. That's Owen Price, though, at the top. Back out to Mangaran. Vincent Massey sitting back now. They got Chief open on the cut. Robinson was beat on that play. The ball comes back to Chief, and he penetrates baseline. Just dishes it back out. Mangaran likes to put that ball down, take one step, and then get high off the ground.
Well, what will happen is a great steal by Sheldon Nemeth.
Right up to Gadsby, and he goes up for 2, and he's found, and he will go to the line with a chance to complete a 3-pointer.
That's a great start by the Vincent Massey Trojans. First of all, down at the offensive end, we had the Tec Voc Hornets. They moved the ball very well. They were looking for a shot. The ball was, of course, the steal by Sheldon Nemeth, and then they kind of trotted back. What they forgot, of course, was to keep their eye on the ball, and Nyan Gadsby, a great job as he headed towards the hole. Nice pass by number 44, Sheldon Nemeth.
That foul on number 25, Kevin Chief, his first personal foul at the line for the first time tonight's game. Number 4, Nyan Gadsby. Unsuccessful, and Clint Lake pulls down the board.
It's a good job by Clint. He gets up nice and strong, nice and high, brings the ball down, and right now we're going to see the Tec Voc Hornets set up again, facing a 4-point deficit with just under...
Chief from the outside. Robinson tips it in the hands of Price.
Good job to keep the ball alive once again.
Mangaran penetrates, gets up high off the back iron. They battle. This time Nemeth pulls it down for the Trojans.
Well, that's Lawrence's shot. There's the one step, and then up he goes.
8.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Action just underway. The provincial final for high school boys basketball. Peter Young with 2 points and a 6-0 Trojan lead.
Well, that's a good job by Peter. Tec Voc has to be aware of Peter Young. You cannot leave Peter alone. He's not a great jump shooter. He's not very good going to either side, but if you let Peter set up, he's going to kill you every time.
Tec Voc fell behind early to their own Nice last night and came back strong. Right now they trail by 6. Ferdy Chrysostomo, 53, steps inside, throws that one up. Lake is there, and Blake puts in the first bucket for the Hornets.
Well, first of all, we had some good defense by the 2-3 matchup zone, and then a terrible blockout as Clinton Lake goes up and puts the ball down for the Hornets.
Peter Young, number 45 on Chrysostomo. They get it down to Unraw on Price, and they just slow things up.
Tec Voc has to score to get that man-to-man pressure working.
Tec Voc continues to stay in that man-to-man. They follow Vincent Massey around the court. There's Kerry Robinson, number 10, in possession. But right with him is Lawrence Mandagron. Robinson trying to penetrate inside, knocked away.
It's good patience here, first of all, by the Trojans.
Gadsby open. There'll be a 2-pointer off the front. Price picks it up.
Good defensive display that time by the Tec Voc Hornets.
Gadsby's going to shoot from out there. He might want to take a look to get his feet outside 3 points instead of just stepping on the line. 3 minutes gone by as a 3-pointer, and Kevin Chief has come back to play in this final.
That's a good start for Kevin Chief. This is what Coach Bouchard wants to see. If you're the Vincent Massey Trojans, you don't want that young man to start lighting it up or it's going to be over early.
Sheldon Nemeth down low, 1-point lead. He fires that one strong, but Peter Young is there, puts it back up, and it's back to a 3-point Trojan lead.
What the Tec Voc Hornets are going to have to do, they're going to have to block out. There's no doubt about it.
Peter Young with 4 points in the game. Tec Voc now setting up an offense.
Good offensive patience down here by the Hornets.
Robinson on top of Chief. He drives, steps baseline, dishes it back out. Mangron goes up now after that one-step move. Cannot get the foul, and we got a foul. That foul will go on number 10, Kerry Robinson, as Coach Hildebrand looks on. Robinson's first personal foul, and the team's first.
What Sheldon Nemeth has to do is start to play within himself here. He's getting a little bit excited. He's running around. He went up to block that shot. There's no need to do that. What happens, of course, that left the baseline just simply unguarded. Lawrence Mangran got his shot. We're lucky that he's not going to the line here to complete a 3-point play.
At the line, number 10, Lawrence Mangran. First time Tec Voc has been at the free throw line. We've played close to 4 minutes here in this first quarter. Mangran does not get the roll.
Lawrence just trying to force that one in. He short-armed it a little bit.
Mangran makes 1 of 2. It's back to a 2-point Trojan lead.
Here comes this man-to-man pressure by the Hornets.
Chief on Gadsby at the top. Gadsby steps inside, puts it back out to Unraw. Patience being shown by both teams here as they sit here in the first 4 minutes and 10 seconds of quarter number 1. 2-point lead for the Trojans.
Both teams are playing exceptionally well at the defensive end, Blair.
Gadsby now has the ball outside. Chief still standing right near him. They fire it to Robinson, and he loses control but gets it back. Have to take the ball all the way out again. Yesterday, Vincent Massey was very successful in posting up Nemeth. This time they got him way outside. That's probably not where they want to get him the ball, Laurie.
Well, what's happening is the man-to-man defense is it's a good hit by Young once again. You cannot let Young just simply stand there and square up. He's a great set shooter.
Peter Young with 6 points. Last night it was all Nemeth down low. Young is answering in today's game.
Well, what's happening, of course, is Sheldon has to move all over the floor. Lawrence Mangran tries to answer for the Tec Voc Hornets. That's for Ferdy Chrysostomo. He's going to hit Kevin Chief on the cut here.
Nice pass into Chief.
It's a good read, first of all, by Kevin Chief. He knows that Ferdy's going to come up with that ball, and he cuts directly to the hole. Kerry Robinson was left daydreaming.
Kevin Chief with 5 points in the game. It's back to a 2-point Trojan lead. There's Nemeth with a treble. Turnover with 4:41 remaining. A chance for the Hornets to tie it.
Well, one thing that Sheldon Nemeth is going to face here in Clint Lake. Clint Lake might not be the best basketball player that Sheldon Nemeth has faced all year, but I'll tell you right now, he's probably the most athletic.
Chance now for the Hornets to tie this game up as number 10, Lawrence Mangaron, brings it up court. Mangaron checking over the defense. Vincent Massey sitting back in that 2-3. Mangaron that one step, and now he goes up. Nice pass inside the Lake. Lake trying to turn around. He's called for the travel. No, 3-second violation, pardon me.
Well, that's a good call by referee Shapansky. He could have taken the travel ball or the 3-second violation.
Trojans break across the midcourt line, get the ball to Nemeth. Nemeth on Lake, he goes over top, comes up short.
It's a great job by Clint Lake. Sheldon Nemeth getting pretty frustrated early. Clint Lake and Sheldon Nemeth jarring each other as they're coming down the floor. They've come to play.
Well, if you've mentioned we're going to have some great defensive matchups, and especially with Tec Voc staying in that man-on-man, we're going to see some outstanding skill. Lake from way outside.
Well, Clint Lake scored about 8 points in the first half yesterday, Blair, and they came from out of nowhere. Like Coach Bouchard or Coach Martin can't be depending on Clint Lake to come up with some of those shots. And Clint right now, he's laughing and smiling at Sheldon Nemeth. He's having a great time here thus far.
Clint Lake with 4 points in the game. We're tied at 10. Inside to Nemeth once again. He tries to post up, and he travels for the second time.
Well, right now, we've got Clint Lake winning that little battle one-on-one. Now, the rest of the Tec Voc Hornets, they have to get involved defensively as well. Some of them, of course, it's going to be on the defensive end with the blockouts. The one thing that's really important is they have to make sure that Peter Young is kept moving and not given a chance to set up.
Number 25, Clint Lake. Or pardon me, 25 is Kevin Chief. Just brought that ball up court. Gosselin dishes it back over. Morris steps inside. All Unraw with a good position.
It's good penetration by Derwin, but he's got to be a little bit more set when he decides to shoot the basketball.
Nemeth from the outside. He has his first 2 points of the game.
Well, that gets Sheldon going. He's happy. You get a look at Sheldon there on your screen. He knows that he has to score for the Trojans to win.
Elric Alexander, number 31, has that ball knocked in. Nyan Gadsby will pick up his first personal foul, the team's second of this half, with 2:48 remaining. The Trojans up by 2.
Well, that's good quick hands by Nyan on the top of that 2-3 matchup zone. What he's got to remember, his job on the zone is to get in front of the shooter. It's not to steal the basketball.
Rob Gosselin to inbound the ball for the Tec Voc Hornets. They trail by 2. The ball to Ramirez. He's able to hold on to it. Chief from 3-point range, long. Sheldon Nemeth with the rebound.
Not a bad shot by Kevin. I'm pretty sure he'd want that one back, though. He wasn't set.
Mike Haw, the hero last night for the Vincent Massey Trojans, into the game.
It's a good job right now in terms of Coach Bouchard. He's doing a good job in terms of substitutions. Right now he's got Mangaran and Clint Lake off the floor getting a rest.
Peter Young steps inside and throws that one up. It won't fall. Here comes the Tec Voc Hornets.
That was a real tough shot by Peter that time.
30, Chrysostomo back out. Alexander now inside that 3-point line. Cross court to Ramirez.
Tec Voc's got to move the basketball. They're moving the... What's happening here is we got too much dribbling going on by the Hornets right now.
Inside, 2 minutes remaining, that 2-point lead. Gosselin from outside. Nemeth pulls down the board, outlet quickly to Gadsby.
With the group that Tec Voc has on the floor, the scorers, of course, are Ferdy Chrysostomo and Kevin Chief. Those are the people that we've got to get the ball to.
Inside to Young. Young turns around, goes over top of Gosselin. Gosselin blocks out. The ball comes to Kevin Chief.
Rob Gosselin, very lucky there. That time he let Peter Young turn around, and that's going to be a charge here.
Charge on number 53, Ferdy Chrysostomo. His first personal, the team's second.
That's a good call by referee Shapansky, although I know half the crowd doesn't think so.
I think that half is sitting right behind us. We are in the midst of some Tec Voc supporters, and they are out there cheering on their team.
the thing that we've got to look at here, if Ferdy's with the ball, there's one of the cardinal sins in basketball, the jump pass. You've got to stay down on the floor.
Pressure now from the Hornets. Mike Haw with Alric Alexander on top of him. Haw's able to get it across. Alexander picks it up. Jump ball. The ball goes over to the Hornets.
Excellent job by Alric Alexander once again. I think the Massey Trojans, after this first quarter, are starting to get an idea of just how athletic the Tec Voc Hornet team is.
A 2-point lead right now for the Vincent Massey Trojans. 1:15 remaining here in quarter number 1. Get it inside to Lake. The ball comes in, but there's a foul down low. Foul will go on number 45, Peter Young, his first, the team's third of this half.
Well, Peter Young working really hard there to try and get the basketball. If I'm Peter Young and it's Clint Lake on the low post, I'm going to let him get the basketball. I'm still wondering as to whether or not Clint can shoot consistently from there. We saw it in last night's game, and he's 1 for 1 right now, and I'm still a non-believer, though.
Tec Voc inbound as we move down to 1:10. Kevin Chief looking to put the Hornets out in front, off the front. Ball comes down to Nemeth. Quickly they go up to Gadsby. Gadsby, great move towards the hoop. Gets Lake up off his feet and puts the ball up but does not get it to fall.
That's an excellent job by me and Gadsby. Good look by Sheldon Nemeth. A great baseball pass. That's how you want to run the fast break if you're the Vincent Massey Trojans.
At the line, number 4, Neon Gadsby. He is 0 for 1 from the free throw line, but this time he'll be there to shoot 2.
Free throw line, Diane Gadsby.
Get a look there on your screen. We've got some of the supporters for Vincent Massey. Larry Hodgkinson and Greg DeLorean from the freshman boys team.
Ion missing that first one. Coach Hildebrand not pleased with that turn of events.
Get a good close-up there of Coach Hildebrand. A lot of pressure on Coach Hildebrand, as we found out from public address announcer Bill Anthony. It's been since 1965, a long drought for Vincent Massey as a provincial AAA winner.
Well, in the mid-60s, Vincent Massey won back-to-back championships. In the mid-80s, Tec Voc won, and they hit there to come within 1. Mid-80s, Tec Voc won back-to-back championships, so 2 championships apiece, but for the Trojans, it's been a long time in the coming. 30 seconds now remaining in this first quarter. 13-12. Trojans up by 1. Young trying to dish the ball out. He's fouled by number 21, Rob Gosselin, his first, the team's third.
Rob Gosselin, no need to foul there. He did an excellent job defensively, the Hornets, both at the top and then on the baseline. All he had to do was maintain position. Play defense with your feet, not with your hands.
Gadsby from outside with 20 seconds remaining. Gives Tec Voc a chance to come down. Again, we talked in the girls' game, we talked here. Hold the ball and shoot for 1.
The Hornets here are going to go for 1. The person that you want to keep your eye on, of course, is Kevin Chief. He's going to go down along the baseline. He's going to pop out.
Try to get inside the Lake. Ramirez comes out. The ball's battled around. Out of bounds. Vincent Massey on the line. So the Trojans will lose possession. The Hornets inbound with 3 seconds to go in this first quarter.
Well, Coach Bouchard's not happy with that one. That's a real tough pass to try and get it into Clint Lake.
Chief now throwing up that 3-pointer strong, and the first quarter comes to an end with the Trojans leading 13-12.
Well, the Tec Voc Hornets didn't finish that quarter off very smartly. What we had is, first of all, Derwin Romero's trying a real tough pass inside over 2 Trojans, try and get the ball to Clint Lake. And then Kevin Chief, got to understand, there's 3 seconds left on the clock. That's a lot of time. What we're going to do now is we're going to go in the huddle with Coach Hildebrand.
You please, offensively, go to your offensive board. You can have that board anytime you want, okay, and establish your position. Good tempo to not, hey, Kerry, where are you? Kerry, don't run the gap on him. Just keep him in front of you and just and deny the entry as tough as possible, okay? On the penetration, Michael, you can't get beat on this guy, okay? Don't go for the pump fakes, don't get in, don't leave your feet on them, okay? Just play straight up good tough D on the top. Okay, gentlemen, you guys will do it. As soon as you start getting our rhythm on offense, hey, we'll have it.
Count it inside.
Hey, get it inside, but be patient.
Man on man.
Sure, we can take
We
it.
outsize them, we got to work it inside.
Let's go, come on. All right, ready, 1, 2, 3, Massey.
Well, first of all, Coach Hildebrand, with that timeout, wanted to talk mainly defensively. On the 2-3 matchup zone, the 2 things that he wants, of course, in terms of the top, let's stay on the shooters. We're going to have a look here now with the Tec Voc Hornet huddle.
have to head their way out as the referee is about to hand the ball to number 42, Ellen Horn, the Vincent Massey Trojans. Coach Martin and Coach Bouchard sitting down.
Well, what we want is I'm pretty sure she's a Massey supporter. What we're going to want, if we're the Vincent Massey Trojans from Coach Hildebrand, on the 2-3 matchup zone, the two people at the top stay in front of the shooters. That's all he wants them to do, is stay in front of the shooters. As far as the back three are concerned, what we've got to do is we've got to make sure that we stay down. Don't go for any pump fakes and block out.
Quarter number 2 just underway, 13-12. The Trojans out in front, they have possession. We are in the final of the 1991 Provincial High School Boys Championship game. A live presentation of Videon special programming, cable channel 7. Inside to Nemeth now. Nemeth goes up for 2. Battle for the boards. Young goes over top, and Peter Young will pick up his second personal foul.
Well, Peter Young's going to come out of that battle worse for wear as he gets poked in the eye. But that's a good call by referee Shapansky, because what happened is Peter Young pushed a lot of bodies out of the way to get that offensive board.
The 4th team foul on the Trojans. The Hornets trailing by 1 now, bring the ball across the midcourt line. Owen Price, 55, looks to Kevin Chief. Chief steps inside, going to take that shot, decides put it up after all, and he's fouled by Kerry Robinson, and that'll be Robinson's second, the team's 5th of this half.
It's a good job by Kevin Chief, just simply kept moving. Eventually he saw the opening and tried to throw the ball up there.
Foul of Kerry Robinson, his second personal foul, team's 5th.
Tec Voc to inbound the ball from underneath the basket. There's number 53, Fruity Chrysostomo, and he'll be looking maybe if he can get 25, Kevin Chief.
Well, what we have is just before we inbound the ball here, Kevin Chief trying to get the officials to believe that it was on a shot, so he can go to the line and shoot 2.
Lawrence Mangaron with a 3-point attempt for the Hornets. Unsuccessful, and now the Trojans come back down the floor. 9 minutes to go.
What we have right now at both ends of the floor, Blair, is some good defense being played.
Number 40, Clint Lake will pick up that foul, his first, the team's 5th of this half.
Defensively, as we've mentioned, Blair, we've got both teams are working real hard down at the defensive end. As a result, this game isn't as high a scoring affair as we thought it was going to be.
We continue to see all night here outstanding defense. Pass inside, Mangaron has that ball tip off his hand out of bounds.
Well, in terms of defense, the whole idea we looked at last night, Tec Voc only allowed the Kilonenese Reavers 48 points. We see a 36-33 score in our final game of the girls. Defense wins basketball games.
Sheldon Nemeth with a fall-away jumper for 2. Chrysostomo from outside. He's strong with that one, but Rob Gosling's there for the Tec Voc side. Kevin Chief picking up that one, dishes it back out. Mangaron once again. That penetration this time, he took the step without putting the ball down.
What we have is Lawrence's one step. Unfortunately, as you said, step with the wrong foot, you don't put the ball down, it's travel ball. He was thinking of shooting that ball as soon as it got to him, and he should have. He had the uncontested 3-pointer there.
8 minutes, 15 seconds. Nemeth now drives baseline, goes up, and he has 6 points in the game.
That's 6 points from Sheldon Nemeth, and they're probably 3 of the toughest hoops you're ever going to see. But one thing Sheldon doesn't do is get himself easy position, I'll tell you.
Vincent Massey now with their largest lead of this first half, 5 points. 7 minutes, 55 seconds remain in the second quarter. Kevin Chief doing a good job of penetrating. Nice dish off to Chrysostomo. He puts it in for 2.
That was an excellent job, first of all, by the 2-3 zone, making Kevin Chief work real hard. But the thing that really hurts him, of course, is penetration. In the 2-3 matchup zone, you can't allow penetration.
Lawrence Mangaron picking up his first personal foul, the team's 6th.
Coach Bouchard doesn't want his players to reach for the ball. They're just far too quick to do that. What he wants them to do is just simply run the Massey ball handlers into the ground.
7:41 remains in quarter number 2. 17-14, the Trojans out in front. Trojans with possession of the ball. Gadsby looks inside to Nemeth. He goes up again strong, and Nemeth with 6 consecutive points.
Well, what we have right now is Sheldon Nemeth, as we mentioned at the beginning of the game. He's having his way. Rob Gosselin just simply cannot watch Sheldon Nemeth. Clint Lake is going to have to come back into the ball game.
Mike Kaha looking for the steal, pulled his hand back just in time. Another turnover. 7 minutes, 10 seconds remain in this first half, 19-14, and you are watching the culmination of provincial high school basketball with the boys championship final live on Videon special programming.
Good job once again, that time by Gadsby. He's going to go down. They're going to keep going to Sheldon Nemeth until they stop him. He's the man with the hot hand. It's a good read by number 4, Nyan Gadsby.
Evan Chief, 25 for the Hornets in possession. Out to Alexander now. Alexander steps inside the middle. He can get up nice and high, and he hits for his first 2 points of the game.
Well, that's a big hoop for the Tec Voc Hornets. Gets them right back into the game, stops a bit of a run that was being enjoyed by the Vincent Massey Trojans.
Nemeth now goes to turn. He's fouled on the play by number 55, Owen Price. Price will pick up his first personal foul, and that will send to the line number 44, Sheldon Nemeth.
Well, what we have in terms of Owen Price and Clint Lake and also Rob Gosselin, we're asking him to do an awful lot of hard work when it comes to Sheldon Nemeth. He's a heck of a ball player and really tough when it comes time to watch him.
Checking here, that is the bonus situation. And the supporters in attendance at tonight's game, and a nice crowd here for Provincial High School basketball. And we also welcome you, those of you who are joining us at home as you are watching the finals of the Provincial AAA tournament live.
We've got Sheldon Nemeth at the line, going to try and shoot the front end of the bonus.
Nemeth unsuccessful, the ball's knocked around again. Chrysostomo tries to get it, and number 42, Alan Horn, pushes it out of bounds.
Well, that's excellent hustle by the Trojans. If we're the Hornets, what we have to remember, we saw Sarah Butcher do some real damage in that girls' final. You've got to block out.
Chrysostomo now 53, nice move inside, get it out, and he hits, he has 4 points.
That's a great job by Ferdy, and we've got the Hornets scrapping their way back. They're right back in this ball game, down 1 with 6 minutes left here in the first half.
19-18, the Trojans lead. They post up Paul Unraw. He goes up, and he will be called for 3 seconds. Too much time taken down in the paint.
That's a good job by Ferdy Chrysostomo, of course, with the excellent defense.
Kevin Chief, 25, takes it around the middle, dishes out to Price. They look inside, great pass into Chrysostomo. Unraw getting up, but he's called for the foul. That will be his first and the team's 6th of this half.
Well, we got to get a look at this on our replay. That's an excellent block by Paul Unraw. But what happens, of course, is the rest of the crowd, they don't get to see what's happening down below. And I think that after the follow-through, we're going to get a look here on your screen, folks. You got to watch number 12, Paul Unraw in the middle for the Vincent Massey Trojans. The ball is going to come to Ferdy. He goes up, and then after the block, he gets him with the body. Good call by referee Morphy.
Chrysostomo ties this game up as Coach Hildebrand looks on. It's 19-19, 5:46 remain. A chance for the Hornets to gain the lead, and they do so.
Here comes that man-to-man pressure.
10 seconds to get that ball across the midcourt line. Ha and Alexander one-on-one, but they bring it through. 20-19, Tec Voc's first lead of the game. Shot from Ha doesn't go. And there, number 12, Paul Unraw, will pick up his 2nd personal foul.
That's a great job by Ferdy Chrysostomo. That time down on the defensive end, he blocks out exceptionally well there. You get a look at Ferdy on your screen, and he's going to go down, I think, and get a shot at the bonus here.
It will be the bonus situation. That foul going on 42, Alan Horn, his first personal, but the team's 7th. Down once again to shoot from the free throw line, number 53, Ferdy Chrysostomo.
Well, we had the Vincent Massey Trojans enjoying an 8-point lead. What's happened now is they've simply gone away from their game plan. They've let Tec Voc crawl right back into it to the point where they're leading 20-19 with just over 5 minutes left here in the first half. We've got Ferdy Chrysostomo at the foul line trying to knock down the front end of this bonus.
Chrysostomo hits it, so the second opportunity comes back to the Hornets as they trail by 2. Off the front iron, they battle for the loose ball. Lake pushes it out of bounds. Five minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the first half. 21-19, a 2-point Hornet lead. The ball's knocked away off of Tec Voc, so the Trojans once again with a chance to tie.
Well, we're getting into a situation here offensively for the Vincent Massey Trojans. They're just simply dribbling the ball far too much.
5 seconds to get it in. The ball's knocked away again.
Vincent Massey Trojans starting to lose a little bit of confidence down at that offensive end. As you notice, Blair, they're starting to hesitate, starting to second guess themselves. What they have to do against this tight pressure from the Tec Voc Hornets is they have to move. You got to have a lot of movement, especially away from the ball.
Gadsby into Young. Young going up, moves into the middle, and Chrysostomo with a nice hand check.
It's a great ball check by Ferdy, and it's turned over to the Hornets. Here come Kevin Chief now.
5 minutes to go in the first half. Try to get that ball. Alexander goes way up to pull it down. What an athletic play by number 31, Alric Alexander. And then the foul going on number 45, Peter Young, his third.
That's a big foul. Once again, that's caused just from athletic ability. First of all, we get an example of that. We're going to get a look here. We're going to get a look here on our replay. Kevin Chief down with the basketball. You're going to watch Alric Alexander here come up with an unbelievable catch. Derwin Romero's a little bit excited here with the ball and just throws it away almost. And it's a great job by Alexander as he keeps the ball, puts it around to Lake, and a great first move by Clint Lake. He's just too quick for Peter Young there on the baseline.
At the line, number 40, Clint Lake. And he hits the front of the bonus, and he will have a second opportunity.
Number 40, Clint Lake. You get a look at him there on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. He's just had an excellent provincial playoff.
Lake makes them both.
We're into a situation now with 4:45 left here in the first half. The Tec Voc Hornets enjoy a 4-point lead, 23-19.
6 of 8 from the free throw line for the Tec Voc Hornets here in this first half.
Right now, Massey's in trouble in terms of who's going to score for them on the floor. They have both Peter Young and Sheldon Nemeth out of the game.
Ball's knocked out, and number 32, Ricky Burt, lost possession, but Tec Voc pushed it out of his hands. Here comes Sheldon Nemeth back into the game along with Kerry Robinson.
Well, Coach Hildebrand's seen enough of that. He's going to bring Nemeth and Kerry Robinson back in, as you say.
Inbound to Gadsby. 4 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Gadsby goes up strong for 2.
That's a real tough shot by Nyan Gadsby. Here comes some pressure being applied by Kerry Robinson. Just going to try and slow Kevin Chief down. Not too successful.
Ramirez from 3-point range, and Nemeth picks up the ball.
Derwin Ramirez just simply hasn't been setting up and shooting the ball in sync.
Kerry Robinson tries to go baseline. Alexander cuts him off. They look inside. Unruh goes up, and we got a jump ball there in favor of the Hornets. They lead by 2.
Pardon me, Blair, but that matchup goes in favor of the Hornets. Paul Unruh and Rob Gosselin. We've got the height advantage. What Paul Unruh has to do is he has to square up and take the ball up strong against Rob Gosselin.
3 minutes 45 to go here in the first half. 23-21, the Hornets lead. Kevin Chief from 3-point range. Great job by Chrysostomo, and then he loses control, and they go outlet quickly to number 4, Gadsby, and he goes up for 2, and we're tied.
Well, that's a replay once again of just what happened in the first quarter. An excellent rebound by number 44, Sheldon Nemeth. He looks up court and gives a bullet baseball pass to Nyan Gadsby. He takes it up and lays it in off the glass. Great job by the Trojans.
Gadsby with 7 points in the game. They look inside to Chrysostomo again. This time Alan Horn takes it away.
It's Derwin Romero's once again for the Hornets. He's got to be a little more in control with his passes.
Nemeth saw Unruh on the other side, but Chrysostomo did a good job of standing in the middle and deflecting that pass out of bounds.
This is an excellent substitution here by Coach Bouchard. Got to take Derwin out of the game, settle him down, and just let him once again think about what the Hornets are trying to do offensively.
Well, deflected just off of Chrysostomo once again, and Coach Bouchard looks on to Ramirez.
Well, that's a good coaching job by Coach Bouchard. Get Derwin off of the floor, just let him know what's happening. We've got to look at the big picture here in terms of what the Hornets want to do in terms of their offensive game plan.
Robinson looks inside to Unruh, posts up, goes up over top of Gosselin, and hits for three, as you mentioned, Laurie.
That's a good job by Paul, and once again, that mismatch is in favor, totally in favor of the Vincent Massey Trojans. Paul doesn't even have to take all that time. All Paul has to do is just simply intern and shoot over Rob Gosselin.
Tec Voc now trails by 2 with 2.5 minutes to go in this first half. Kevin Chief goes up looking to tie it. He's fouled, so he will go to the line with a chance to put the Hornets back in front.
That's Kevin Chief on the baseline once again. He's the man that got it going early for Tec Voc Hornets in the semifinal against Kildonan East, and he's the young man that I definitely want shooting the basketball if I'm coaching the Tec Voc Hornets. We're going to get an excellent look here on our replay. Good ball movement here by the Tec Voc Hornets against the 2-3 zone. Mangaron doing an excellent job. Kerry Robinson, and once again, his job is to stay in front of the shooters. He's just simply goes and overplays and gives Kevin Chief just enough of the baseline to make his move and hit the shot.
Kevin Chief gets the roll, and it's a 1-point lead for the Hornets.
Tec Voc Hornets, once again, offensively and defensively, playing a wonderful game in terms of the team concept.
Inside, Unruh has to throw it back out. It goes too far, so another turnover.
Well, what we had there, Unruh had made the right move. Sheldon Nemeth, not with the best pass that he could possibly have given Unruh. As a result, just too hard to handle.
We've had 3 lead changes in this game, 2 ties. It's 26-25, a 1-point lead for the Hornets. We close on 2 minutes. Gosselin from outside for 2. Back to a 3-point Tec Voc lead.
It's a good job there by Lawrence Mangaron.
Nemeth now from outside 3-point range. Ball comes back, tipped out of bounds. Chrysostomo picks it up.
Sheldon Nemeth, once again, just a little bit out of sync when he let that shot go.
3-pointer from Chief. Will not go down for him.
That was a good look by Kevin, trying to get the Vincent Massey Trojans just a little bit out of sync there. They left him wide open. He took the shot.
Ian Gadsby, number 4, back to Haw. Looks inside. Nemeth goes up, and Nemeth closes the Trojans within 1.
That's an excellent job by Sheldon. That time what he did was he just simply interned, and he did so squarely. One of the things that he doesn't do all that often.
Nemeth with 10 points in the first half. Gosselin again from that side. This time the shot doesn't go down, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
We have a situation here where the Vincent Massey Trojans, they're starting to get just half a step behind. Get a look on your screen. Once again, that's Greg DeLorme and Larry Hodgkinson from the Vincent Massey freshman boys program. They definitely don't agree with that call.
That foul on number 5, Mike Haw, his first personal foul at the line to shoot 2, number 21, Rob Gosselin. Gosselin unsuccessful on the first one. Makes the second one. Tec Voc shooting 8 of 11 from the free throw line.
Here comes the Hornet pressure once again.
Inside a minute remaining in the first half. 2-point lead for the Hornets. Up top to Horn. Horn goes up, and we're tied at 29.
It's a good job by Horn. One of the frequent times that he does score, but he did an excellent job that time.
Horn with his first 2 points tonight's game. 38 seconds remain. Tec Voc now to play for that 1 shot. Let's see if it can happen once in tonight's games, Laurie.
I'm pretty sure that we get a look now at what's happening in terms of Tec Voc. They're all coming out high. Coach Bouchard has called for 1 shot. Very imperative here that the ball moves. Very imperative that all the Hornets keep moving.
20 seconds. Clock continues to run down. Chrysostomo at the top, puts it back out. We're now at 10 seconds. Hornets will now start to run their offense. Mangron steps inside, down to 5, out to Chief. Chief from 3-point, he's off with that one. Horn picks it up in the first half, runs out, and after 20 minutes of basketball, we have nothing settled. It's 29-29.
Well, here we are, tied once again, as you mentioned, after that first half. Excellent job by Nyan Gadsby, number 4, who's been given the job here in the second quarter to go one-on-one with Kevin Chief. We went a little box and one there, the Vincent Massey Trojans, try and keep Kevin Chief off the board.
Coach Hildebrand walking off the floor. His team ranked number 5 in the province. They are tied with Tec Voc Hornets, who come into this tournament ranked 10th. It's a 12-team tournament, but there are wild card positions that come up first. So really, there was 16 teams that were trying out for this tournament. 12 play in the tournament, and Tec Voc has come out of those teams.
Well, as you say, Blair, it's a 12-team tournament this year, and it was last year for the 1991 Provincial Championships. There are 7 automatics from the different conference winners that get into the tournament, and then we had a situation where we had 8 teams play in a number of wildcard games, and as a result, we managed to accommodate 16 teams this year in a bid for the tournament.
It's been a long time since a wildcard team has come on to win the provincial championship. We talked about a little yesterday, and that was the St. John's Tigers back under Bill Wedlake at the 1979-80 season. Tec Voc would like to repeat that one tonight. We also have that halftime final of the slam dunk competition coming up for you, and in just a moment we're going to go down to Sean Coates at floor level, and he will have another interview for us.
Thanks a lot. Now with me at courtside is Neil Taylor. He's the provincial team coach for the juvenile boys this summer, which a lot of the players featured here in tonight's game could be a member of that team. Neil, can you tell me about this game so far and some of the players and who you might be looking at for the summer program?
Sure. Yeah, in this game there's really 2 key players, one on each team. Peter Young, number 45 for Vincent Massey. He's big and strong. He's real competitive. He's one of the top grade 11s in the province right now. And on the other team, Kevin Chief. He's grade 10 guard. He's can shoot the 3-pointer. You know, he plays pretty intense defense. So those are the 2 players from this particular game that we're looking at.
Okay, now what about some of the other players that were in the semifinals? Were you looking at anybody there?
Yeah, a couple of them actually. Elliot Unger from Kelowna East, 6'7", plays in the middle. We found out through experience, Coach Martin and I, that you've got to be big if you're going to play at the interprovincial level. And he's 6'7", so we need somebody like him in the middle. And from Crocus Plains, there's a couple of people we're looking at. Drayson Cowens, point guard there, pushes the ball up hard. And also Trevor Penner, who's big and strong and plays pretty good defense and can also hit the outside shot.
Okay, and what time during the summer does your program begin?
Well, actually, we're going to have an identification camp starting fairly soon after this is over, at the beginning of April. Then they go away and play in a provincial juvenile program. Then they come back to ours at the end of May. And then we go through to May to the Western Canadian Provincial Championships, which are going to be in Seminarm in August.
Okay, thank you very much, Neil.
Thank you.
Okay, back to you, Blair.
Thank you very much, Sean. We have got that final for the slam dunk competition coming up, and once again we are going to have some great shots up high for you. Here comes our first shooter.
That's a great job by Henry Reach from the University of Winnipeg here. He goes with a one-handed reverse and puts it down. Here we've got Jeff Poole, a member of the he goes, nice one for the fans as he does 180 there. One-handed, puts it down. That's Jeff Poole, a member of the University of Winnipeg Westman. Now we're going to have, thus far, the winner of the only major slam dunk contest. And there's the big cup dunk, and that's a beauty and brings the crowd to their feet.
Winston Duncan getting up there. Talk about in figure skating, they have the triple jump, the quadruple, and they've got to keep advancing. I think we might see Winston Duncan go around once or twice.
Well, a little missed time off the glass there.
Time for replacement dunk.
Gonna try that one more time. Not able to get the handle on it.
Good try, Darryl now. From U of M, Winston Duncan. Correction, Jeff Poole.
blind one by Jeff Poole. Excellent job by Jeff, former player with the Windsor Park Royals.
Duncan in his second dunk.
As you mentioned, Blair, Winston Duncan taking it up a notch.
Now for the third dunk, Daryl Hees.
That's an excellent job timing of that one.
Jeff Poole.
Jeff Poole coming up next.
Jeff needs a big one here. That one really hurts.
He was up there for a while, just couldn't get it to go down. We're going to give him another opportunity to try that one once again.
Well, he was successful on his first two, so he'll get a replacement dunk here. Needs a big one.
Well done.
Hammers that one down, and here comes Winston Duncan.
And for the last dunk of the evening, Winston Duncan from the University of Manitoba.
Winston's going to put this one down.
Oh, and the reverse slam.
Well, that's a big one from Winston. I'm pretty sure that's your winner of the slam dunk contest here at halftime of the 1991 AAA championships.
Winston Duncan from the University of Manitoba Bisons.
All right, judges are conferring. First place will receive a Converse gym bag, second place a milk gym bag, and third a milk t-shirt. We'd like to thank Manitoba Milk Producers for their sponsorship.
Just waiting here to see as they announce the winner of the slam dunk competition, and maybe we'll be able to chance to go back down to Sean
Would you
Coates
please come
and see
forward
if
and
he has
receive
an
your
interview for
prize?
us.
Third place from the University of Winnipeg, Daryl Hees.
Daryl Hees finishing in third place.
Come up here, Daryl, and get your prize.
Earlier in the girls' game, we had the semifinal action, so these are our three finalists.
It's a good job by Daryl, as you say.
And
He's gone
second
and
place to
advanced.
Jeff Poole from the University of Winnipeg.
Jeff Poole finishing in second in the competition. I don't think there's any
And
suspense
without a
here for a
doubt,
winner.
Winston Duncan, first place.
Willard Reeves out on the floor, former member of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, to congratulate Winston Duncan as the winner of our
Let's thank all
slam
three
dunk
participants.
competition.
Thank you for the
Well,
slam
that's a good
dunk
job by
competition at
Winston
halftime.
Duncan. As we mentioned earlier, he won the slam dunk contest at the WIT tournament, and he follows it up with another win here at the 1991 Provincials.
Just over 2.5 minutes away from the start of the third quarter, and there's Dakota Lancers trophy on the floor there. They won the 1991 Girls Championship just a little over an hour ago here for you on video on special programming. And that's Andrea Yule in possession of that trophy, and that will sit very proudly, probably in the administrative office for a few days, I think, Laurie.
Well, and it should. Over at Dakota there, we got Stacy in the picture as well. Once again, over at Dakota, they've just done a super job. Coach Falk and Lone should be congratulated. The other thing, we've got a little group shot here, a little bit of a family portrait. We've got the Yule family with the emblematic trophy here for the 1990-91 Girls Champions.
Number of names on that trophy throughout the years. We can probably run over some of them. Dakota, of course, 2 years in a row now champions. Before that it was Glenlawn, and then Vincent Massey dominated the girls championship. Vincent Massey of Winnipeg winning twice, Vincent Massey of Brandon winning twice on the boys side. 4 different winners in the last 4 years. Kelowna East last year, the year before that the Oak Park Raiders, the year before that the Daniel Mack Maroons, and the Vincent Massey Brandon team. And let's go down to Sean Coates and see who is with him in this interview at halftime.
Thanks, Blair. With me now courtside is today's referee for the finals of the Boys Provincial Championship, Mr. Dave Morphy. Dave, tell me what it's like doing these games in comparison to some of the university contests you're used to doing.
Well, this is just very, very exciting. University ball is a lot of fun, but the high school ball, the excitement, enthusiasm, the crowd, very, very exciting. It's just a pleasure to be here. Really a pleasure to be here.
Okay, tell me about some of the differences that you face in these games. How do you look at reffing these games? What do you do to prepare?
Well, I certainly, we always have a pregame conference. I myself work out pretty hard with running and jogging. Always got a rule book in my hand, always talking to the guys. I also watch a lot of basketball, watch a lot of what the other officials referee. I try to watch as much high school ball and referee as much ball, and that over the time really does, I think, prepare you very well to eventually do games at this level of basketball.
Okay. What is the main difference with high school basketball? What's the difference, maybe the thing you call the most, or the thing that is significantly different between this and university basketball?
Of course, at the university level, you're working with players that are just significantly bigger, quicker. The game perhaps is played just a little bit more physically. But this is a tremendous matchup here tonight, where you've got speed and quickness against some size, and it is really a tremendous amount of fun.
Okay, thanks a lot for those comments, Dave. Good luck second half. All right. And now with me is Winston Duncan, Winston Slam Duncan, the winner of the Slam Dunk contest here tonight, member of the University of Manitoba Bison basketball team. First of all, Winston, congratulations.
Thank you.
Have you ever been in any Slam Dunk competitions before?
Yeah, I won the Tec Voc one in Manitoba earlier, and I've won 4 or 5 in Toronto.
Great. Tell me what you get out of this. A lot of fun, I guess.
Yeah, it's fun and excites people, and it's one part of the game you don't see too much of during the games. It's just creativity. It's basically for the fans.
Okay, and what do you think so far of these high school games you've seen? Fairly exciting, or what?
It's good basketball. All the teams so far seem evenly matched. There is no lopsided blowouts. You know, it's competitive basketball.
Great. Thanks a lot, and congratulations for winning the Slam Dunk competition.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Back up to you, Blair.
Well, Laurie, they put a couple minutes back up on the clock here as the two teams coming out after that halftime display. So we are still just a couple minutes away from the start of third quarter action, but we are right back where we started. We got a tie game.
Well, as you mentioned, Blair, right back where we started, tie game. We're narrowing it down here. We had a game to worry about. Now both coaching staffs, they only have one half of the game to worry about. One of the major things I think that's very important is Peter Young with 3 personal fouls. The other thing that we have to look at, if we're at Tec Voc, we have to get a little bit more motion. Thus far, we've been fairly successful from the outside, but what's happening now is we've got too many people standing around. I'm pretty sure that Coach Martin and Coach Bouchard, they're going to want a lot more motion on the offensive end. Defensively, both teams, it's 29 all. They're playing great defense, just as we saw in the girls' game.
Well, we saw a very low-scoring affair in the girls' game. We thought we might see a few more points today. 29-29 first half, not a high-scoring boys game either.
Not a high-scoring boys game, and it's not from the fact that there haven't been quality shots taken. Once again, what we have to do is we have to complement the defensive play of both teams. The 2-3 matchup zone is working very well for the Vincent Massey Trojans. The only thing that Coach Hildebrand is a little bit worried about is the fact that at the top, the 2 people up top, they must stay in front of the shooters. Along the baseline, the other thing that he's worried about is the whole idea of the blockouts. As far as Coach Bouchard is concerned, he wants that tough man-to-man because he wants to, as he says, wear down the Vincent Massey ball handlers.
Well, the third quarter of the girls' final, that's where Dakota took control and dominated. Let's see what happens here as we are just 20 seconds away from the start of quarter number 3.
Dribbles this way, fakes this one, uses this pick. Or you got 2 arms, go down, never comes off the pick, right? And then bird rolls, and he comes across. Okay?
Right now we're trying to get inside the Tec Voc huddle. We're trying to pick up Coach Martin here. Coach Martin, of course, handing the offensive job for the Tec Voc Hornets. And one of the things you know that he's got to be talking about is the whole idea of motion. There has to be an awful lot of motion against that 2-3 matchup zone. We've seen that Tec Voc has been fairly successful with their penetration from the top. They've been extremely successful along the baseline. That's going to have to continue.
Just pick it up on the defensive end. We're kind of sloppy in the first half and kind of lethargic. Let's get back into it, okay? Murray's got 1 foul, right? Ready? Come on. Defense!
We've got Coach Bouchard on the other hand, of course, taking care of the defensive end for the Hornets. He wants to pick it up a notch. As far as he's concerned, the Hornets can play a lot harder. Like he said, we've just been a little bit too lethargic. We had a little bit of a letdown in the second quarter. Let's pick up the pace. Let's play.
Vincent Massey to inbound the ball to start things off here in quarter number 3. 20 minutes of high school basketball remaining in the 1990-91 season. Gadsby now 4 goes up against Mangran. He just forces him back out inside to Young. Young takes his time down there and has to put the ball back out again. Nice pass to Robinson. He goes up for 2.
First of all, good job by the Vincent Massey Trojans. Get the ball down and low. Peter Young didn't force the shot. Good read by number 10, Kerry Robinson. As he breaks the hole, gets the easy layup.
Shot from the outside from Kevin Chief. Paul Unruh tries to pick it up. The ball's knocked out of bounds off of Mangaran.
Well, the thing that we've got to look at there is excellent hustle by both Mangaran and Chief.
Trojans come down leading by 2. We have had 4 lead changes in this game. Nemeth goes up strong. He has 12 points in the game.
Well, right now for the Tec Voc Hornets, we've got a matchup here with Ferdy Chrysostomo on Sheldon Nemeth and Clint Lake over on Peter Young. I think we're going to have to switch that up.
9 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Alexander goes up high, and Nemeth all by himself to pull down the board.
Well, thus far, not a good start for the Tec Voc Hornets.
Gadsby inside to Young. Posts up against Nemeth. Nemeth now puts it behind his back, and he goes up high, comes up short on the shot. Clint Lake up to pull down the board.
It's a good defensive rebound by Clint. Sheldon Nemeth, what he has to go do right now is go post up and stay down there. Stay down there extremely low, because I think he can take Ferdy Chrysostomo.
Kevin Chief for 2.
That's a good job by Kevin. Once again, plays exceptionally well. He's focused, comes down, hits the easy jumper to draw Tec Voc back to within 2.
Chief with 10 points inside to Young, and he goes up strong, battles for the boards. Clint Lake rolls it off his fingertips.
It's a good job by Clint, working really hard in there. I don't know if Sheldon Nemeth really enjoys banging around down low. He likes it a little bit further out, but what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to get down there low, because I think he can really take advantage of Ferdy Chrysostomo.
Inside to Young, and he goes up off the back iron. Ball's knocked away again. This time Lawrence Mangaran comes away with it for the Hornets.
That's really unfortunate for Peter. He came across, had Clint Lake completely sealed out. Unfortunately, didn't put it up off the glass.
Kevin Chief from 3-point range, and it pops back out. Mangaran now goes up high. Sheldon Nemeth with the defensive rebound, and he's fouled on the play.
What we have is a situation there, of course, Kevin Chief using the screen, takes a nice soft 3-point jumper. Good offensive rebound by number 10, Lawrence Mangaran, in the land of the Giants, and he takes it up strong. Unfortunately for Tec Voc, he doesn't convert, and Ferdy Chrysostomo is called for reaching in.
Chrysostomo picking up his second personal foul, the team's first of this half. 33-31, the Trojans lead by 2. Inside to Nemeth. Nemeth turnaround. Clint Lake this time with the rebound.
That's Sheldon Nemeth once again on the baseline from about 7-8 feet. What he might want to do is just simply stay down in the hole there and see just how well he can do against Ferdy Chrysostomo.
Mangaran ties it at 33.
Once again, the big answer by the Tec Voc Hornets.
That's Lawrence Mangaran's first field goal of tonight's game.
Trojans doing a good job. They're getting the ball down inside where they want it. They just simply can't hit, and then the Trojans come, I should say the Hornets come back. Here we got Paul Unruh underneath. Once again, clangs it off the back of the iron. What they've got to do is they've got to utilize that glass.
Kevin Chief now going the length of the floor, pulls up on a great move by number 25, Kevin Chief.
It's a great job by Kevin. As we mentioned in last night's telecast, Kevin only in grade 10. He's going to be one heck of a ball player.
12 points for Chief. 35-33, and we've got a foul underneath the basket. That foul will go on number 12, Paul Unruh. His second personal foul, Vincent Massey's first of the half.
Well, what we have is Vincent Massey came out at the start here of the second half. They're doing a good job, and then they just seem to go brain dead. And we're going to have a look here. Of course, we've got Peter Young with the ball. Here we come, Paul Unruh underneath. He's got Alric Alexander on him, and he just simply retaliates. That's a silly foul.
6 minutes, 27 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 35-33, a 2-point lead for the Hornets. Chief outside to Price. Robinson almost with a steal. They try to get the ball down low. Tec Voc picks up the ball.
Good hustle that time by both teams.
Mangaran up for 2, and Tec Voc leads by 4.
Well, as we mentioned, Tec Voc, if they're up 20 or down 20, they're going to play. And they're just doing an exceptional job here. They've taken the game away from the Vincent Massey Trojans once again.
37-33, Tec Voc enjoying their largest lead of the game. A 3-pointer doesn't go. Robinson saves it, though, for the Trojans.
It's a great hustle by Robinson off the Gadsby miss.
Inside to Young, he loses control, gets it back, and he's fouled on the play. That foul going at number 55, Owen Price, his second, the team's second of this half.
we're in a situation here. If we're the Vincent Massey Trojans, we're going to have a look here on the replay. Bird looking inside. The ball gets, here's the Gadsby miss. Got the great hustle by number 10 of Vincent Massey, Kerry Robinson. Now we're going to look inside. Nemeth is going to have to post up a little bit lower. Nemeth and Peter Young are going to have to want the ball.
Vincent Massey from the free throw line the first half, 1 of 4. Make that 2 of 5 now as Peter Young hits. And the Trojans trail by 3. Of 5. The Trojans get it down to a 2-point deficit. Kevin Chief up on Kerry Robinson.
It's a great move by Mangaran on the baseline, and he hits it.
Mangaran with 3 field goals in quarter number 3. It's back to a 4-point Hornet lead.
Once again, right at the top of the show, we talked about the 2-3 matchup zone at halftime. Talked about the fact that Coach Hildebrand a little bit worried about the baseline. And as we can see, Lawrence Mangaran really starting to hurt the Trojans on the baseline. We're going to have a look here on our replay. We've got Kevin Chief going to put the ball down the baseline. There goes right around Paul Unruh. And as we mentioned, real soft spot there for the Vincent Massey Trojans, the baseline of the 2-3 matchup zone. I think right now we'll go into the huddle with Coach Hildebrand.
That's not Coach Hildebrand.
Their sponsors, Marvell Sportswear, Converse, and Limited on balls when we regress. And the Hydro Academy Forests. And the major sponsors, Manitoba milk producers.
I'm serious. Paul, what? Hey, if he pushes, you don't react back. We can in this game. Okay? Shallow, I want you in the block. I don't want you out further than the block, okay? All right. All right, you got a 4-point game. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Come on. All right, ready. 1, 2, 3. Pass.
Well, right now, as we mentioned with Coach Hildebrand, in terms of the timeout, a very good timeout. Defensively, he's got to talk to his Chargers and say the 2-3 zone. The 2-3 zone will work against Tec Voc only if we play it properly, and right now we're not. We're playing behind the shooters and we're giving up the baseline. At the offensive end, as we mentioned, we want to Sheldon Nemeth down on the block.
5 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Gadsby steps inside. This is Vincent Massey Trojans trail by 4. You look inside, there's that 3-point shot. It's a 1-point ball game.
Well, that's a good hit by Neon Gadsby. Once again, the Tec Voc Hornets don't go out and challenge Neon. He's going to take that shot. They were doubling down that time with Nemeth on the block. That's the other thing, of course, that's going to happen with Sheldon down on the block, is he's going to draw the defender down there with him.
Peter Young with a nice rebound.
That's an excellent block out by number 45, Peter Young.
4 minutes, 35 seconds remain in this third quarter. A 1-point lead for the Hornets. Chance for the Vincent Massey Trojans to gain the lead. Peter Young drives inside on Lake, pulls up with a short jumper, rims, but it will not go down.
Peter's really having a hard time working around Clint Lake. What's happening down here at the offensive end for the Trojans is once the ball goes into either Young or Nemeth, everybody stands around and watches. Once the ball goes into the post, we still have to move, especially that opposite post. Sheldon Nemeth might want to come across and get the ball.
Mangaran going up nice and high. Chrysostomo with the offensive board, and Lake gets a third opportunity and a fourth. And finally, we have a foul underneath the basket, number 45, Peter Young picking up his 4th personal foul.
Well, we've got to get a replay of this particular foul. Peter Young's going to be tagged with the foul. Now, what we've got to look at here is that Peter Young going over the back, or was that Clint Lake pushing back here? We're going to get a look on the replay, and you at home can judge for yourself. Here's Mangaran once again, the weak point, the baseline. Chrysostomo is going to put it off the glass. Lake is going to put it off the glass. Here he comes again the second time. I don't know, I'm going to have to say that I disagree with that call. I think the foul should have gone on number 40, Clint Lake, clearing out with the left hand.
3 minutes, 50 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, 39-38. Hornets lead by 1. The ball's almost taken away by Nemeth again, and Kevin Chief able to pick it up.
Good job here by the Hornets in terms of some patience.
Chrysostomo up with a shot. Lake again with offensive position, and he puts it down on the second opportunity.
That's a great job by Clint Lake. Excellent display of athletic talent.
Clint Lake with 8 points in tonight's game. 41-38, back to a 3-point Hornet lead. Robinson steps inside the paint for 2.
It's a good job by Carey in terms of the step in.
Robinson was 6. Price from the outside. Chrysostomo in, the ball falls into Paul Unrau's hand.
Good job by the Trojans, but at the same time, they were very fortunate. Sheldon Nemeth standing around that time, the defensive end did not block out.
Inside Nemeth with a move, and it's a 1-point Trojan lead.
Once again, that's where Sheldon Nemeth operates from. He really makes it hard on himself. I'm telling you, he might want to get down on the block, and he could simply find a whole new game for himself.
14 points for number 44, Sheldon Nemeth. Trojans up by 1. What a move inside by Lake, but had to spin away to get that one and was called for the travel.
That's an excellent call by referee Shapansky.
2 minutes, 20 seconds remain in quarter number 3. Nemeth from outside. Price with a good rebound.
Well, Sheldon would want that one back. He wasn't even set when he let that one go.
Kevin Chief back to Mangaran. Hornets pull out nice and high, so they get someone cutting from behind. Chief from way out.
Just as Sheldon would want that one back, I'm pretty sure Kevin's going to want that one back as well. We've got Coach Hildebrand standing up on the sideline. He's shouting at Sheldon, saying, the block. You know where the block is? Get there.
Alan Horn trying to pick that one up and loses control.
Good hustle by the Tec Voc Hornets once again. We're really getting some end-to-end action here as we start to wind down this third quarter.
Inside to Lake. Lake goes up and he is fouled and he will go to the line. Pardon me, no, that was not a shooting foul. Tec Voc just to inbound the ball into the basket with 1:31 remaining. That foul will go on number 12, Paul Unrau, and that's his third personal.
Lawrence, come here.
We got Coach Bouchard here on the sideline.
Yes, you did. You stood in.
Good job by Coach Bouchard making sure that everybody knows exactly what we're talking about. He wants a shooting foul.
Lord, I got a feeling that Coach Bouchard and yourself buy your ties at the same place.
You bet.
Any
It's an
sale.
excellent
Any
tie.
sale.
That's an excellent tie that Coach Bouchard has. That's a winning tie.
You guys got enough material and just cut up a couple? Shot from Chrysostomo. Mike Hall looking for it. Gadsby looking for it. Throws it right to Lake. A great pass, but to the wrong man. And it's a 1-point Hornet lead.
Mike Hobb, I should say Neon Gadsby, big mistake right there. You go down with the ball, you stay down. The worst that can happen is you're called for travel and it's a turnover.
43-42. We've had 8 lead changes in tonight's game. 1 minute remaining in this third quarter. Make that 9 as number 22, Todd Sawatsky, just subbed in the game, hits for 2 points.
That's a great job by Todd Sawatsky. As you said, comes in cold off the bench and hits a big bucket.
45 seconds remain, 44-43. Chrysostomo goes up. Alexander battles for it, throws it back in, but he was on the baseline.
Mike Haw takes a look behind. 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. And then Gadsby throws it away, and then it's thrown away by the Hornets. Please, somebody, calm down.
Anybody shoot the final shot of each final minute?
Everybody, let's calm down. Come on, Massey, let's move the ball, go for one shot.
Alexander tips it out of bounds. So with 16 seconds remaining, the Trojans to inbound. Quarter number 3.
The way these two final games have been played in terms of last shot opportunities and lackadaisical entries of the past, we're getting gray hairs just commenting on the game, never mind coaching them.
Another ball knocked away, and then Haw almost rolls that one away. Almost a steal by Lake. Haw from 3-point range just misses. Chance now for Sawatsky again. And the third quarter will come to an end with that travel call with a 44-43 Trojan lead.
Well, folks, that last 15 seconds of the game, once again, we've got the ball going just about everywhere. An excellent job by the teams. One thing that we mentioned, it would be a dogfight, and thus far it has been. As far as the Vincent Massey Trojans are concerned, they're going to have to remain their composure here and try and get the ball down inside. As far as our replay is concerned, we're going to probably get a look here. We're going to get a look at Gadsby in the corner. Nobody comes to check him. He puts the ball up and drains his first three-pointer of the night. I think what we'll do now is we'll probably go into the huddle with Coach Hildebrand.
Okay? So that if he goes this way, you jump him. He's doing it a lot on this side. So when they set the screen on this side, you look to jump on that side, carry you take on this side, then carry you become the top of the match. So you got the top of the match. So you're going to take Chief back. Alan, right here. This. Nope. And when you set it, don't let him shoot it. Let him shoot it outside the three. Let him shoot it. But don't let him penetrate on you this way and shoot it. Okay? Yep. Let's go, guys. All right.
As far as Coach Hildebrand is concerned, very obvious. We get a look down there at, I guess it's a Trojan. It's definitely a Trojan. Coach Hildebrand, the one thing he's worried about, if you notice in the third quarter there, Kevin Chief was very successful shooting behind the screen that was being set for him. What he wants, of course, is players to hedge on that screen, to pop out and take that advantage away from Kevin Chief.
10 minutes of basketball remaining. The Tec Voc Hornets to inbound, and they trail by 1. It's anyone's ball game as the final quarter gets underway in the 1991 Provincial AAA High School Final, and you are watching it live here on Videon Special Programming, Cable Channel 7.
We got an eye on Gadsby right now. We got a little box and one going for the Vincent Massey Trojans.
Alexander inside, and we have lead change number 10.
Gadsby doing a good job on Kevin Chief, making him work extremely hard. The rest of the Trojans have to be aware, though, however, that they've got an excellent job that they have to do as well.
45-44, they look inside, and Lake knocks it away.
From Horn, that's a pretty soft pass. Good defensive play by Clint Lake.
Kevin Chief now 25, penetrates to the left, pulls it back around, and he is fouled by Neon Gadsby. Gadsby will pick up his second personal foul, the team's fourth of this half.
Well, right now, in terms of the foul situation, it doesn't play a very prominent role in this quarter so far, Blair. We're going to get a look once again on our replay. Here's Kevin Chief working extremely hard. Gadsby is trying to work around, and he just inadvertently trips Kevin there.
The Hornets lead by 1 as we close down to 9 minutes of basketball remaining.
Good job by Vincent Massey. This time the screen from Crisostomo doesn't free up Kevin Chief like he did before.
Angren trying to get Gadsby to move, but I think he's seen that move a few times. Now from three-point range, and Lawrence Mangron hits a three-pointer.
Well, that's one of the things that Coach Hildebrand said, I want you to stop the penetration, let him shoot from out there, but that time he drains it.
Tec Voc with a 4-point lead, and we've got a blocking foul on number 10. Mangron, his second personal foul, the team's third of this half. You mentioned earlier, Laurie, no real foul trouble for either team except personal fouls, and that's 4 on number 45, Peter Young, and he sits on that Vincent Massey bench.
Well, I think it's a little bit too early for Coach Hildebrand to bring Young back yet.
Get the ball to Nemeth. He's got Unruh post up. Unruh sets the screen, and Nemeth goes in for 2.
Once again, Sheldon Nemeth leaves the feet. He floats like crazy, but he gets it to drop, and with just over 8 minutes left in the game, he cuts the Hornet lead to 2.
16 points now for Mr. Nemeth. 48-46, a 2-point lead. Mangron goes in off the glass. That's a 4-point Hornet lead.
That's Mangron once again on that baseline. The Tec Voc Hornets are exploiting the weakness of the Vincent Massey Trojans along the baseline.
12 points. Lawrence Mangron. Inside 8 minutes remaining here in quarter number 4. Nemeth again goes up and can't get that one to fall. Alexander pulls it away.
Well, that's just what Vincent Massey wanted to get. You can't get any better than that. And Sheldon, he seemed to be a little surprised that he was that open and missed a fairly easy one.
Tec Voc on offense. Mangron going against Ellen Horn. We've got a travel on Kevin Chief.
That's a great call by referee Morphy right there.
Inside for 2. 50-48, back to a 2-point Hornet lead.
Mangaran once again, penetration is killing the Trojans.
And Trojans not challenging for that ball, and it comes back into the hands of the Hornets. Chrysostomo goes in, and he'll go to the line with a chance to complete a three-pointer.
Well, we're going to get a replay of this one here. Paul Unruh, all he had to do was just simply stand there and take the charge. He tries to block the shot. We're going to have a look right here. Going to move the ball. Here's Ferdy Chrysostomo coming from the top. Paul Unruh is going to try and go up there and challenge. All Paul had to do was stand there and take the charge.
Paul Unruh with 4 personal fouls. He'll come out of the game, and at the line, number 53, Ferdy Chrysostomo, with a chance to tie Tec Voc's largest lead so far in tonight's action of 5 points.
Got Ferdy at the foul line here.
Successful. The ball comes back, and Chrysostomo this time reaches in, and that will be Ferdy's 3rd personal foul.
Well, what we had quite a bit here so far in the playdowns has been the inability to block out. That time, great job by Ian Gadsby. He blocks out the shooter, picks up the foul.
52-48, 7 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. 4-point lead for the Hornets. The Trojans in possession.
Sheldon Nemeth, that's it right there.
Inside to Nemeth, nice pass, goes up over top of Chrysostomo. Doesn't get to go, they knock it around, and it comes back out to Robinson. He travels.
Sheldon Nemeth, once again, we get the ball inside to you, Sheldon. Stay inside. Take the ball up strong. You're floating along on the baseline again. Missed an easy one again.
Head-in-chief penetrates.
That's the screen that was set by Rob Gosselin for Kevin.
Mangaran penetrates, nice dish off to Alexander. It's a 6-point Hornet lead.
Penetration once again starting to really hurt the Trojans. Now the other thing that's happening is the Trojans starting to lose some focus here. They're starting to play a Tec Voc type of basketball game, and they're going to lose.
The ball's knocked away, but Vincent Massey has possession as Alexander got a piece of it out of bounds. And they also banged heads down there with Peter Young and 31 Ulrich Alexander. A physiotherapist coming out on the floor, Jim Norris, and this will give me time to mention that Jim Norris, born and raised in Iowa, and Iowa City, where the first college basketball game was ever played back in 1896. Pulled the big upset in the NCAA tournament today, defeating Duke. And I know that doesn't make you too happy, Coach May. And another one of my old friends at home, Coach Silverside's not pleased probably with that outcome.
Well, that Duke upset, I'm pretty sure that Coach Silversides is at home right now, bleeding Duke blue. There's no doubt about it. Here you see right now a lot of hustle going on the floor. Teams diving. Both players bump heads there.
You can see a good shot of that on the screen, and a few of the supporters behind us had a few moans on that one because it was pure concrete. Good thing it wasn't you or I. There'd be a lot of wood flying.
Once again, the Trojans have to remain focused here. What do we want to do offensively?
6 minutes, 10 seconds remain. 6-point Trojan lead. Pardon me, 6-point Hornet lead. The Trojans with the ball.
Dribbling the ball too much. They got to let the ball do the work. Bring the ball around to Sheldon Nemeth.
Inside, and Mangaran with a great athletic move to steal that one.
It's a great job by Lawrence as he steals the ball. Right now, Blair, the Vincent Massey Trojans are in trouble.
Kevin Chief penetrates towards the right baseline. Cut off by Burt, takes it inside, and number 44, Nemeth, knocks that away. Robinson goes up high for 2.
It's a great swing there. More importantly, the emotion that swung on that. A great block by Sheldon Nemeth, and then Kerry Robinson converts at the other end.
54-50, the Hornets lead by 4. 5 minutes, 20 seconds remaining.
Mangaran on the baseline.
Chrysostomo loses control, but able to get it back to Mangaran. Mangaran steps inside, up high. Battle for the loose ball, and Mangaran comes away with it, and Nemeth will pick up his first personal foul of the game.
Well, here we go. We got Lawrence Mangaran. That's about his 3rd or 4th offensive rebound. There is no way in the 2-3 matchup zone for it to work that the Vincent Massey Trojans, they got to block out. We're going to have a look right here now as we're going to try and get the ball into Sheldon Nemeth. Sheldon's going to come around the bottom just out of your screen. You're going to watch Lawrence Mangaran come up with just a great steal here.
Athleticism at its finest moment there with 5 minutes, 3 seconds remaining. A shot at number 10, Lawrence Mangron. His team up by 4. He will go to the free throw line for the first time this evening. Tec Voc shooting 8 of 12. So a lot better percentage than they shot last weekend during the regional at their home gym. Mangron missing that one.
Well, Lawrence is going to come right back here. He's going to drain the second one. Get a look at Coach Martin there for a moment on your screen. Lawrence will come back and he's going to drain this one.
Mangron with all net.
Here comes some Tec Voc pressure.
55-50, a 5-point Hornet lead. 5 minutes remaining.
Lawrence Mangron had a great second half so far. 13 points.
Inside to Nemeth. Nemeth looks for Young and has it deflected by Mangron. What a great ball check from number 10, Lawrence Mangron. And then a dish to 53, Chrysostomo.
But right now, the Vincent Massey Trojans, as we said, are in trouble. Coach Hildebrand's going to need a timeout here if they don't score.
4.5 minutes remaining, a 7-point lead for the Hornets. Their largest lead in tonight's game. Inside to Burt, he steps up, comes up short with a shot. Owen Price with the board.
Down at the offensive end right now, we've got one man with the ball. The rest of the Vincent Massey Trojans are just standing around watching. They've got to get into offensive sync. They've got to get the ball into the hands of Young and Nemeth, or the Vincent Massey Trojans are going to lose this ball game, Blair.
Mangron steps inside, loses it, goes back up again. Mike Haw goes up and very aggressively takes the ball away. Mangron will pick up his 3rd personal foul, the team's 5th of this half. Coach Bouchard not happy about that.
Going to get a look here on your screen. You're going to watch this basketball here. Nemeth just taking far too long to get the ball away. We got the steal from Mangron. He's going to come down, he's going to pitch, and he's going up.
Timeout by the Vincent Massey Trojans with 3 minutes, 55 seconds remaining, and they trail by 7.
Matchup, and I want it being played aggressively, and I want you out to regular matchup. I want every position fully covered, okay? Sheldon, I need your defense. I need your boards, okay? You need the boards on defense. Now, when we get down here, if he's open, give him the ball in that block, okay? We go here to the trail out here. Look to get in there. It's got to go into the post and back in. Peter, please.
Peter Young will come back in the game, I believe, with 4 personal fouls, Laurie.
You get into that block.
Well, what we've got here is, for Coach Hildebrand, it's very simple. Defensively, we've got to have all 5 people playing defense, he said. We haven't had that. Sheldon Nemeth, I need you. I need your boards. We get a look here at Coach Bouchard. For him, the name of the game is defense. Once again, they've held the Vincent Massey Trojans to 50 points. It's a great defensive job by the Tec Voc Hornets.
Tec Voc supporters banging on the drum they brought into the gym, and the noise and the events are all going in their favor right now. As you see, with 3 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the second half, they lead by 7.
As we mentioned, Blair, Massey has to score this time down.
Nice pass off to Unruh, gets Lake up and goes up. And number 40, Clint Lake, will pick up his 3rd personal foul. More importantly, that will put Paul Unruh at the line to shoot 2.
Well, there we've got a situation where we have so many kids that are going to try and make the basket and get the foul. Right there, what I want is, Paul Unruh, don't wait. Go up strong and get the 2. You're now put us at the foul line. Maybe you're going to make them, maybe you aren't. You're going to get a look here. First of all, Sheldon Nemeth, who get the ball into Sheldon. This time he turns and looks at Paul Unruh. Paul could have put that up. There's no need to wait that long.
Paul Unruh successful on the first free throw. Makes them both.
That's a great job by Paul at the foul line, however, as he drains both of them. Now, as far as the Trojans are concerned, they got to start to play some defense here. They have to pick up their intensity defensively.
5-point Trojan deficit. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining, and number 5, Mike Haw, will pick up his 2nd personal foul. The team's 7th. Kevin Chief will go to the line to shoot the bonus.
Well, what we have against the 2-3 matchup zone here, great job by Coach Martin and Coach Bouchard. We've got the Hornets in a 1-4, and all they're doing for Kevin Chief is on either side, just setting some tremendous screens for him to use.
Coach Scott Martin walking up and down the Tec Voc bench. His team 3.5 minutes away from a provincial championship.
Kevin Chief going to try and drain the first part of this bonus. He gets it to fall.
Points in tonight's game for Kevin Chief. Make it 14. Back to a 7-point Hornet lead.
It's an excellent job right now being done by the Tec Voc Hornets on both ends of the floor. Massey, as we said, they have to score every time down.
It's been 5 years since the Tec Voc Hornets have won the provincial championship, a lot longer for the Vincent Massey Trojans. And there's a foul from number 10, Lawrence Mangron, his 4th personal foul.
Well, that's a tough one for the Hornets if that goes on Lawrence. He's done such an exceptional job that he's very important right now. We don't want to lose him. We get a look at Coach Hildebrand. He's looking at that clock. There's only 3:16 left on the clock, and right now Coach Hildebrand's not very happy.
At the line, number 12, Paul Unrod, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, make it 3 for 3. And Vincent Massey Trojans are 5 of 8 from the free throw line in tonight's game.
Well, that's a great job by Paul Unrod. What he manages to do, of course, for his coach is score while the clock is stopped. Really important for the Trojans. He goes 4 for 4. That's a great job by Paul at the foul line.
66% from the free throw line tonight's game for the Vincent Massey Trojans. They trail by 5 with 3 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Kevin Chief from 3-point range.
Well, Kevin's going to take that one. I'm pretty sure that the Vincent Massey Trojan supporters would like him to call that. But what's happening in that 1-4 set, you've either got Chrysostomo or Lake coming out. And once again, we just have Mike Hoff pounded into the screen.
Great move by Sheldon Nemeth.
Sheldon Nemeth come back and answer right away. Once again, we get a look here. Mike Haas just getting clobbered here.
6-point lead. Tec Voc out in front with 2:40 to go here in quarter number 4. Again, Kevin Chief from 3-point range, and that's all net.
It's the same situation. What's happening is the rest of the Vincent Massey Trojans, they've got to simply step up a little higher.
3 3-pointers from Kevin Chief, 20 points in the game. Young from outside for 2.
It's got to be time for the Vincent Massey Trojans to go man-to-man.
7-point deficit. Tec Voc, I think, would love to go down and trade 3 for 2s with Vincent Massey right now. Shot from Chrysostomo. Nemeth pulls it down.
Ferdy's got to understand what's happening here. That's not a good shot.
Inside, 2 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter, 7-point lead. Young looking for Nemeth. He penetrates the middle, pulls up the short jumper, pops back out. Clint Lake with the defensive rebound.
Vincent Massey, I don't know where you're going. The ball's at this end of the court. We've got to play man-to-man. We need the basketball.
A lot of pressure needs to be applied by the Vincent Massey Trojans. We have, see what the call is here. I don't know if it's a foul or whether there's a wet spot on the floor. And just has to tie up his shoe here. Make sure they get that tied up, because you step on that, somebody goes down hard, could cause injury here, and we don't want to see that.
That's a good call by referee Morphy.
Minute 36 remains, 65-58. Tec Voc Hornets out in front, and a minute 36 away from the 1991 Provincial Championship.
We're in a situation here where the Trojans have to go man-to-man.
Mike coming out on Lawrence Mangron. Kevin Chief now back outside the Price, and they hand it right back to him. They've got lots of time, the Hornets do. And we've got a foul that'll be on Gadsby. His 3rd personal foul going to the line will be number 25, Kevin Chief.
Kevin Chief, if he buries these 2, this game's over, Blair.
Chief, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Tonight's action, Tec Voc shooting 9 of 14, so a high percentage from the Tec Voc Hornets. It's 72% right now.
What the Tec Voc Hornets have to do offensively, what they have to understand, if Kevin Chief nails both of these, they don't have to score again, Blair. What they have to do is take time off the clock.
Kevin Chief, 21 points.
I'll tell you right now, Blair, there's the MVP of the tournament if Tec Voc hangs on and wins.
11 of 16, and Chief 5 for 5 with 22 points.
Tec Voc's got to keep the tempo, keep the pressure.
A 9-point Hornet lead, 75 seconds remain. Young goes up strong, but Alexander's there.
Right now, it's imperative that the Tec Voc Hornets keep the ball moving.
Inside, 1 minute remaining here in this fourth quarter. Hornets out in front by 9.
Right now, if we're the Tec Voc Hornets, keep moving the ball. We want to keep the ball in the hands of Mangaran or Chief.
There's a foul on Mike Haw. That'll be his third personal. Should said number 10, Lawrence Mangaran to the line with just 47 seconds remaining. Tec Voc in control of this one. 67-58. Chance now for Elric Alexander to put the Hornet lead into double digits.
We got Elric at the foul line, but these points are inconsequential.
Alexander.
He's going to dial him anyway. As far as the Hornets are concerned, they'd just be as happy if Elric was to miss. Keep that clock moving. Bobby Singh coming on the floor for Vincent Massey.
Alexander hits them both. An 11-point Hornet lead with just 40 seconds remaining. Nemeth from three-point range off the front. Alexander pulls it down. Lots of time now for the Hornets to run off the clock. Travel ball, big mistake there.
Lawrence a little upset with himself. Still lots of time, not to worry.
Nemeth once again trying that three-pointer, won't go down. Only 25 seconds remain in the high school basketball season, and Tec Voc will go on to the provincial championship.
Good job by Tec Voc. They simply keep the ball moving.
Lake moves in and he's fouled on the play with 13 seconds remaining.
It's a good job by Clint Lake. Excellent job. The Tec Voc Hornets coaching staff, Greg Bouchard, Scott Martin, all the people over at Tec Voc, Gord Featherstone, principal, Brian Burry, VP. They've done an excellent job. As our PA announcer, Bill Anthony, said, the Cinderella story continues. Well, the Cinderella story comes to a happy ending because the Tec Voc Hornets are going to be the 1991 Provincial AAA boys champions here, Blair.
Tec Voc going down to a sudden death wildcard game just to get into the tournament, coming from the 10th ranked position, meaning all through they had to play teams higher ranked than themselves. They've come all the way. We got a two-shot foul here, so number 40, Clint Lake, will go back to the line. I've often wondered about this one. Why would Tec Voc not put at least some pressure on there, so the fact that they have to take some time getting the ball and run some more time off the clock?
Well, that's one of the questions a lot of people ask, and what you might want to do is do that type of situation. What they're worried about, however, is that there might be a foul, the clock might stop. This way, they just get out of the way, let the clock run down. They don't even have to do anything. And there it is, and the Tec Voc Hornets have won the 1991 provincial title. Well, Blair, without a doubt, the pictures speak for themselves right there as you see the Tec Voc Hornets.
But a great job by the Tec Voc Hornets players, and an even more impressive job from that coaching staff of Greg Bouchard and Scott Martin to take this team through a lot of ups and downs during the season.
Excellent job by the Tec Voc Hornets. The other thing that we've got to look at, Vincent Massey Trojans, ranked number 5 in the tournament. They did an excellent job as well. Remember, they had to win their regional. They beat the Kelvin Clippers, and that was followed up by knocking off the number 4 Daniel McIntyre Maroons.
Some highlight action of some of that great Tec Voc second half.
We're going to have a look here at Kevin Chief. I'm telling you right now, is the MVP of this tournament. Great job by Chrysostomo, sets that screen. That was the first one, and Kevin a little fortunate there as that one kissed off the glass. He came right down the floor just a little bit later, and we're going to see it right now, and he buries one. This is just a beauty here. Nothing but net.
Outstanding performance from number 25, Kevin Chief, and Coach Bouchard can have himself a very happy evening here as his team has won a provincial championship, something that these players may get through once in their career. Coaches too, Laurie, you were a provincial championship coach back in 1983-84, or was that a year earlier? I'm not trying to date you, but somewhere in that range, I know. And very proud moment for yourself, I'm sure.
Well, in terms of Daniel Mack, we were fortunate. We had a real bevy of great players. We managed to do very well over a 4-year period and win a couple of provincial titles. The one that we won in 82-83, the assistant coach on that team, Mr. Greg Bouchard.
He's been there, has that feeling now, the head of his own ranks. Of course, he got a great deal of help from Scott Martin. Basically, they're co-coaches down there. Greg handling the defense, Scott with the offense, and both of them doing just a super, super job. Now down to Bill Anthony, our public address announcer for the award presentations of this provincial final.
Get a look right here at the captains of the Vincent Massey Trojans.
Let's give Vincent Massey a fine round of applause for a spirited performance in the championship final.
Mike Haw, the hero last night, and disappointment tonight, but still nothing to be ashamed of as the number 5 ranked team in the province had some upsets on their way here.
Each member of the Vincent Massey Trojans to come forward and receive their ribbons. Alan Horn, Jeremy Broad, Rick Burt, Bobby Singh, Keith McCauley, Todd Slotsky, Cam Wilson, Michael Ha, Nyan Gadsby, Kerry Robinson, Sheldon Nemeth, Paul
Sheldon Nemeth
Unruh,
had a great tournament.
and Peter Young. And their coaches, Mr. Jerry Hildebrand, Mr. Chris Hildebrand, and Mr. Kenton Fripp.
Get a look at the coaching staff there, the Vincent Massey Trojans, an excellent job this year.
And now I'd like to call on the provincial champions, captains from the Tec Voc Hornets.
A lot of captains
There's
again.
quite a few captains on that team.
Championship trophy and banner, 1991 AAA Provincial Basketball Champions.
There it is.
Year of the underdog. Tec Voc ranked 10th coming through in the provincial final. Quite an achievement. And now we'd like to ask each member of the Tec Voc Hornets to come forward and receive their pin.
So as you mentioned, Blair, it's been a long time since 79-80 that a wild card team has come through to capture the provincial title. Last time it was done by another City North team under the direction of Bill Wedlake, which now Bill is now here at the University of Winnipeg.
Derwin Ramirez, Lawrence Mangaron,
Great tournament from Mangaron.
Kevin Chief,
Only in grade 10, Laurie.
Owen Price, Clint Lake, and Ferdy Christostomo. And their managers, Annie Van Sultan and Jeanette Carrier. And the coaches of the Provincial Championship Tec Voc Hornets, Greg Bouchard and Scott Martin.
It's a a great job by Greg and Scott. And as I mentioned to you at the beginning of the second half there, as a winning tie.
A winning tie. It's a winner of a tie. You're absolutely right. We've got a couple minutes to go down. We're doing the All-Stars right now, and we'll take a look through those. Grayson Cowan from the Crocus Plainsman from Brandon. I don't know if he's in attendance or not. If he is, he'll be heading out here. And here he comes right up behind us. Heads out in the middle of the floor. Number 21 of the Crocus Plainsman.
From Kildonan East, where's number 11, Elliot Unger.
Cowan, Elliot Unger.
Elliot Unger standing at 6'7" from Kildonan East Reavers.
Congratulations, Elliot Unger. The third All-Star from Tec Voc. With 13 points tonight, number 10, Lawrence Mangaron.
Exceptional tournament for Lawrence. Real key in that upset of the number 2 ranked Oak Park Raiders.
There's a double overtime victory for the Hornets, Lawrence Mangaron.
Also from Tec Voc, the strong inside-outside game, number 40, Clint Lake.
Clint Lake, the surprise of the tournament. Just done an excellent job. Everyone knew that Clint was athletically endowed, but he not only did a good job there, but he also came to score.
Scored 18 points in a losing cause. Number 44 from Vincent Massey, Sheldon Nemeth.
Sheldon Nemeth, the tournament All-Star, played very well last night. A little tougher going tonight, but still 18 points to lead the Trojans.
Sheldon Nemeth had an excellent year all around this year for the Vincent Massey Trojans.
1991 tournament. It never happened before. The first time ever. He scored 26 points last night, 22 tonight. It's never been given to a freshman, number 25, Kevin Chief.
Kevin Chief, the tournament MVP, making Manitoba High School Athletic Association basketball history, becoming the first grade 10 student to win the MVP award. And there are some outstanding basketball players' names on that trophy, Laurie.
Well, there's definitely some unbelievable names on that VP trophy. Kevin Chief's going to be added to it. Excellent job, Kevin, right through the whole year, especially grade 9 year coming from Isaac Newton. And you've got to mention, of course, Coach Ozzie Philippin over at Isaac Newton and the job he did with Kevin Chief.
Hi, we're here at courtside with Lawrence Mangaron, one of the All-Stars here at the tournament of the winning Tec Voc Hornets. Congratulations, Lawrence.
Thanks a lot.
Did you guys think you'd do it when you were coming in the playoffs? You were seeded 10th. You had to upset some top teams to get here. Did you think you were going to be able to do it?
Well, it's really hard to tell because we had a couple of problems last February, couple of weeks. We had some people, you know, and we knew we can do it, but we were down behind, you know.
Okay, now tell me about the game tonight. It was really close throughout. Through 3 quarters, you guys started to pull away in the 4th quarter. What made the difference?
Well, I guess patience. We had patience and good defense. That's what we were looking for all the time. The whole tournament. That's what we were looking for. Now, there were some frustrations in that first half, but came back in the second half.
Well said, and congratulations again on the championship and your All-Star.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks. All right, now we're going to talk to Kevin Chief, the most valuable player at the tournament here. Kevin, come on in. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You're the first grade 10 ever to win the most valuable player here at the tournament. How does that feel?
Feels really good, actually it does, but winning a championship feels better as a team. But this is what you work hard for every day, is a provincial championship plus MVP award.
Right. Now tell me, you guys were seeded 10th coming in. You'd won the WIT tournament, but you had a sort of a tough season otherwise, some good competition. Did you think you'd be able to come in here and win all this 2 weeks ago?
When we got in our slump, obviously when you're in a slump, you're not thinking too highly of yourself. But once we got out of the slump and once we started winning some ball games, I was pretty sure we'd get into the finals. And once we were here, I was pretty sure maybe we'd win the provincial championship.
Right. Okay, now what do you think was the difference here tonight? You had 3 quarters of a close game, a very competitive game, good defense. What do you think made the difference for you guys in the end?
After every game, in the end, it always comes down to defense. Defense all the time. It's always the defense.
Great. Thank you. Very well said. Okay, that's our MVP here, grade 10, Kevin Chief. We'd like to send it back to Blair. Actually, we're going to wrap up.
Over the past 10 years, the Tec Voc basketball team has had a very impressive record. But the Hornets' best record ever was in 1991, an award-winning record, and we do mean record.
Well, in Record of the Year, the Grammy goes to the artist and the producer.
And the winner is...
Lean on me!
That's the Hornets basketball team. Scott Martin and Greg Bouchard, producers.
Accepting on behalf of Scott Martin and Greg Bouchard is their close personal friend, Phil Collins. But now, the Hornets.
And just how crazed have the Hornet fans become?
Let's ask this unbiased student what she thinks of the Hornets.
Oh, the Hornets? I think they're great. They had a great record this year, and I think one of them is gorgeous.
They had an awesome record this year. Wait on Me is a hit.
Awesome bunch of singers. Better than Milli Vanilli any day.
The Hornets, tremendously talented group. I've been really impressed with them. They harmonize well together. The vocals have been super.
Oh, they did really well this year. Let's face it, that was a good song.
What do you think of the Hornets?
Let's face it, they're a great rock group. Don't they play basketball too?
The Hornets sure do play basketball. In fact, the Hornets' non-musical record is the real award winner. The Hornets were city conference finalists in '86 and again in '87, and were champs in '84, '85, and 1989. The Hornets have not missed the provincial finals in the last 10 years. They've advanced to the Final Four in 6 of the last 8 years, and were provincial champs in '85 and '86. But in '91, for the provincial playoffs, they found themselves with their lowest ranking ever and needed a wild card win just to get into the playoffs. Their first round win had the bad guys asking questions.
I couldn't do that. Could you do that? How can they do that? Who are those guys?
Their second round win over Oak Park in double overtime had people doing a double take.
Who are those guys? I don't know.
After their win over Kildonan East in the semifinal, their opponents were getting edgy.
You're beginning to get on my nerves.
I just did.
I think it feels great because we won the two biggest things that Tec Voc wanted, the Provincial and the WIT.
I got to thank the team, too, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have got anything. I wouldn't have been no star or anything like that.
Well, I think our coaches did a great deal for all of us, and especially for me, because I remember the first time I came to Tec Voc, I couldn't handle the basketball. I just couldn't shoot, I couldn't dribble, I couldn't do anything with a basketball, and Mr. Martin taught me everything that I know now.
Clint Lake played the games of his career. I'd never seen Clint play with such poise and such composure. And Lawrence Mangaron, grade 11, Kevin Chief, grade 10. Everybody that played on the floor, all our players.
Unbelievable, the effort, the smallest team, one guy over 6 feet at 6'1", and we won the provincial championship. That's just amazing effort.
Everybody that played contributed to the cause, and it was a different star every night, it seemed.